Welcome back to Jack of All Trades guidance channel for young men. Today we're going to go through some real quick ball handling drills. I would say these are mostly kind of beginner drills, but even if you're an advanced, say in high school, college, these are still really good drills for you to do. You probably know them, but if you don't, these are great drills. They never get old, and they're always really good to work on your ball handling skills. So highly recommend these drills. These are all single ball drills. We're not going to do anything with two balls yet. This is more of a, I guess, beginner's course. So before you even start, one of the best things that you can do ball handling is literally just wrapping the ball around your body. It really forces you to have strong, quick hands, forces you to be really comfortable with the ball. So you can start, you can wrap it around your head. You want to wrap around your head, you want to start slow. Like a lot of people have to, you want to start real slow, and then as you get better, you can go quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker, and you could just keep going as fast as you possibly can, and then change directions, and do that a bunch. Next, around your waist. And same thing, a lot of, especially young kids, have to go really slow. It's almost like this. And then as you get going, what you'll do is you'll slowly start to speed up. You'll get comfortable, and okay, now I feel good at this speed. And keep trying to challenge yourself and make it happen as fast as you can. Okay, you can do the same thing around go around your legs. You can go around your legs like that. You can go around one leg, and then you should switch, and again, switch directions, and you can do figure eights. I'll do those real quick so you can see them. One leg, kind of something like this. Switch directions. Do this leg. Switch directions. Figure eight. Switch directions. And so those are really good drills. Run through those, and those force you to have quick hands. Those force you to get used to handling the basketball while it's moving, and those are actually surprisingly good for ball handling. So my favorite drill of all time, and I'm going to run through that, is the figure eight drill. It's dribbling in a figure eight, and what you want to do is, you got, like everything else, you want to kind of start slow. So I'm going to show it. I'm going to do the progression. I'm going to kind of start slow, dribbling a little bit high. As you get better, you want to start dribbling lower and lower and lower, and then as you feel like you're getting pretty low, then you want to speed it up. So I'll run through that real quick. Just figure eight. You're probably going to have to start something like this. You might even have to look at the ball as you do it. And then you want to switch directions. And again, you might have to look at the ball. Now as you get better, you want to try to get lower and lower and lower and speed it up. Just like this. Pick your head up if you can. You're going to make little mistakes, and that's okay. This is my favorite drill of all time. Switch directions. So that's my favorite drill of all time. To me, that if you can do that quick in both directions, both hands, it requires both hands. Single ball drills is probably the best thing out there, honestly. So a couple other quick drills that you can do, and this video is gonna be relatively short, but you just run through these things over and over and get really good at them. If you're really good at everything I show today, you're a pretty good ball handler. So power dribbles is another good thing to practice. Literally, it's what it sounds like. It's just dribbling really hard. You'd be surprised how many people on hard dribbles, it goes way off, they lose control of it. So and as you're doing this, I'm guilty of it right there. See, I was looking down at the ball. Try not to look at the ball. Try to, honestly, once you can, never look at the ball. Try to keep your head up. Try not to look at the basketball. I did it a little bit there, and I really shouldn't have, where I was looking down at the basketball. You want to have your head up. Not even just your head up. You want to really be able to see what's going on in front of you, because you want to be able to be dribbling with a guy guarding you and see when a guy gets open. That takes a lot of skill, and if you're having to think about dribbling and look down at the ball, you're not going to see that guy get open. Another drill I like to do, it's kind of like part of a move. Basically, it's a quick crossover between your legs. It's a good move to do during a game. It's a good thing to be really comfortable with. So I'll show you a couple times going in each direction, but I do recommend practicing this as well. So the idea there is I'm getting my man moving in a run direction, and then I'm going to trick him. These are all good moves, and I'll go through a couple more, but what a lot of people don't grasp is the whole reason you're dribbling and trying to put a move on somebody is to create space. So a lot of the kids I coach have really good handles. They can dribble really well, but they never really go anywhere with it. So they do this great move, and they do all this great stuff, but then they're still right here. They've not gone anywhere. I could literally take this tripod that I'm using for this video to guard that person because they're not going anywhere. You have to create distance because really, truly, you're trying to create space. So when you put a move on somebody, like that simple cross between your legs, what I'm trying to do is get my man to go this way, and then I'm coming back to make space. It gives me room to operate. It gives me room to see when people are open. It gives me room to get my shot up. Okay, another really good one that I like to practice is a strong dribble and then come back between the legs. And when I teach this to kids, the first time they do it, even if they do it technically right, they still don't create any space. They kind of dribble, come between their legs, but they've not gone anywhere. So the person guarding them literally could stand perfectly still and still guard them. You got to trick your guy. You got to get him moving in one direction and jump back the other. That's how you create space. That's how you create space to get your shot off, to see the court, to make a good pass. So if I'm doing that drill, I'm going hard, coming back. And then I'm going to go really hard, come back. I'm going to go really hard, I'm going to come back like that. I want my man to move. I want him to think, oh, he's driving. He jumps, and then I go back between my legs, and now I have 4 feet of distance, and I have all the time in the world. I can get a shot up. I can see who's open to make a pass. So when you're doing your drills, remember, you are trying to create space. You're trying to get by your guy, which means you have space, or you're trying to get him moving in one direction, and you're going the other. Or you're trying to get him moving backwards, and you stop or you back up. Something like that that creates space, which gives you room to operate. For basic ball handling, you also need to work on going behind your back. That can be as easy as just dribbling behind your back like this until you get really comfortable with it. Okay, another thing I really highly recommend is zigzag drills. So you're going to zigzag back and forth, and as you turn, as you cut each time, you're working on a specific transition. So maybe it's a crossover. Maybe I'm going hard, I cross over, I come back this way, I cross over. And so with this drill, I'll do it. I'll start from the baseline and I'll come out. You can do a crossover, you can do it behind your back, you can go between your legs. Those are all really good moves to work on. So I'll do it coming out, and what I'll do is that each time I cut, I'll show you like a different transition. So you can keep zigzagging back and forth. And as you can see, I did a crossover, I went between my legs, I spun, I went behind the back. Those are all different things that you can work on. The more you can do these drills and you work them into some kind of actual scenario, and that's again why I really like the zigzag, it's because you're almost like a guy's guarding you. I'm running down the court and I'm having to make a move, I'm having to make a cut, I'm having to go between my legs to protect the ball, cut back this way. So the more you can work these drills into like a real life scenario, I highly encourage that. Work on the figure 8 drill. Work on wrapping the ball around your head, waist, legs, single leg, figure 8. Work on your crossover. That's another one. You can. It's pretty simple. Just standing and work on crossing over. And you probably start here, but as you get better, you want to speed it up. And then you want to cover distance. Again, I talked about covering distance. Well, if I do a crossover and I stay in one spot, that doesn't really work because nothing's happened. I want to get my man going this way and I want to cross him over. And I've created all this space now between me and him if he went for the fake. So now I'm going to get him going this way. I'm going to cross him over. And you see, I create tons of space that way, and that is what really truly allows you to have that time to get your shot off. Now, it's basketball. People are going to be quick. You're not going to have a lot of time, but you should have time if you have work on having a quick shot to get that shot off if you create some distance. Work on your crossover. Work on going between your legs. Work on going behind your back. Behind your back, work on just straight behind your back, and work on that zigzag on wrapping it a little bit so that it actually comes back up to this hand and not just straight back like this. Work on an actual wrap. That's a good thing to work on as well. And then zigzag. I highly encourage the zigzag. I know it takes a little bit more time. It takes a little more dribbling, but working on moving in one direction and making a quick, solid move, boom, to change directions, to go in another direction. That's a skill you want to have in basketball if you want to be a good ball handler. Work on all these things. Keep your head up. Keep your eyes off the ball. Look at something. Look at cars passing by if you're outside. Ideally, if you have a buddy, a partner, do these drills and have them stand in front of you and just throw different numbers up as they do it. And as they throw numbers up, you have to say that number, which forces you not just to have your head up, but to actually really, truly be looking at what they're doing. So those are some real quick ball drills. I'll do a bunch more videos on ball handling drills. Next time I come out, we'll bring 2 basketballs and we'll show some of those types of drills. There's a lot of really good ones with 2 basketballs. There's also a lot of really good ones with 1 basketball and a tennis ball. If you can get a tennis ball or a racquetball or just some other small ball, which forces you, you can toss it to yourself. We'll go through all that stuff. This was the first one. This is just some basics if you're a brand new dribbler. But like I said, even if you're pretty good, these are really good. I did these all through even college. A lot of these drills I did as warm-ups and just to keep myself sharp on my dribbling. So I highly recommend them. Thanks as always for listening. Like this video, share it. If you have not already, subscribe.